Nigeria supported the liberation struggles of the people of Southern Africa and South Africa specifically, outside of the multilateral forum. In his powerful speech to the OAU Extraordinary Summit on Angola in 1976, General Muhammad opened his address by saying, and I quote, "Mr. Chairman, when I contemplate the evils of apartheid, my heart bleeds, and I'm sure the heart of every true-blooded African bleeds," unquote. In conclusion, General Muhammad said, and I quote again, "Africa has come of age and will no longer accept dictates from any so-called superpower," unquote. It was within this context that General Murtala Muhammad, immediately after the situation in Angola was explained to him, withdrew Nigeria's support of the OAU position, calling for a government of national unity between the FNLA of national unity between the FNA of Holden Roberto and UNITA of Jonas Savimbi, and the MPLA of Agostino Neto. He took a firm decision for Nigeria to support the MPLA, which resonated with the position of many liberation movements in Southern Africa, including our own, the African National Congress. It is thus clear that ours are time-tested relations, engagements between our countries far predate the formal relations established after South Africa attained its freedom. The people of Nigeria provided unwavering support and solidarity to the people of South Africa to unseat the last bastion of colonialism in Africa and enabled us to attain our freedom. I would like to remind especially the youth in our two countries of the role that Nigeria played in the struggle for liberation in South Africa. Nigeria was instrumental in establishing in the 1960s and the chairing for 25 years the United Nations Special Committee Against Apartheid, and further hosted a UN anti-apartheid conference in 1977. From the mid-70s, Nigeria and its people also hosted some of the exiled freedom fighters from South Africa, with numbers increasing after the Soweto student uprising in 1976. By coincidence or design, this year we also commemorate the 40th anniversary of the Soweto students uprising in June 1976. June 16 is this year commemorated as the International Day of the African Child since it was first instituted by the then Assembly Heads of State of the OAU in 1991. It is within this context that our hearts and prayers are always with the Chibok girls who were abducted from their dormitories in April 2014 by the terrorist group Boko Haram here in Nigeria. We remain hopeful and trust that your efforts to find and secure those children will bear positive results. Ladies and gentlemen, indeed, Nigeria's support to liberation struggles in Southern Africa has special place in the history of the African continent. Acting on principle and the determination to root out colonialism and apartheid, Nigeria volunteered to be part of the Frontline states, a regional group of countries in Southern Africa that were in the front line to fight apartheid. Nigeria provided travel documents to South African exiles en route to different parts of the globe to solicit support for our struggle. Furthermore, Nigeria established the Southern African Relief Fund in 1976 to provide scholarships and other assistance to South African students and refugees. Hundreds of South African students were also trained in Nigerian universities. More importantly, Nigerian civil servants had a Mandela tax deducted directly from their monthly salaries to support our struggle for liberation. This was a real selfless contribution to the cause of freedom and an end to apartheid colonialism in South Africa. Nigeria also canvassed for and led a boycott of the Commonwealth Games within the Commonwealth Group of Nations in 1978 and 1986. These relations between the two countries are informed by this rich history, a history that needs to be told endlessly to current and future generations. This history provided a context within which the establishment of formal bilateral relations in 1994 between the two countries was located. To manage these bilateral relations, our two sister countries established the Binational Commission in 1999, and its inaugural session was held here in Abuja in October 1999 under the co-chairpersonship, respectively, of the Deputy President Jacob Zuma and the then Vice President Atiku Abubakar. you.